welcome and many blessings to our entire community that grows every day. Your support gives Valentina and me the strength to make each episode a pleasure. Once again, here at Human Trichotomy. Today, we're going to delve into an aspect of ourselves. Although invisible, it is part of each and every one of us. Perhaps the most powerful due to the frequency of usefulness we give it, but sometimes the most misunderstood, the least interpreted due to its complexity. It is that force that interprets everything that happens to us, the energy that makes us dream, laugh, cry, and even be who we are. Valentina, what is the first thing that comes to mind when we think of the mind?
Wow. I'm going to take a brief moment to say hello to everyone who's here with us and listening to us from their laptops, cell phones, or headphones. Or some of you who are kind enough to put us on loudspeakers while you do something simple or do nothing at all. Instead, pay attention to Sebastian and me to discover something you were missing or simply to complement your knowledge. Blessings to all. Now then, Sebastian, wow, because it's funny, isn't it? We can't describe it as good or bad, but it is the main executor of everything we receive. Thus begins our topic for today, the spirit menu video called The Mind. It couldn't be more special to me when we talk about the mind. It is she and only she who turns experiences into something good or bad. Think about it. The same situation can be a tragedy for one and an opportunity for another. It all depends on how the mind processes it. What is good for me necessarily is not good for others. My mind is a great thing. It is what has led me to be who I am, and you.
Exactly. And this is going to connect us directly with neuroscience. Our brain, which is the physical organ of the mind, is constantly interpreting and creating narratives. What we call reality is why we've read in other spirit menu texts or videos that 98% of our reality is largely a mental construction. Neuronal synapses, the connections between our neurons, are strengthened with each repeated thought, creating pathways and mental habits. If we think something is bad, our brain reinforces that perception. If we think something is good, it also acts the same way, but with different results. Both mental maps are formed in the same way, with the good being the most satisfactory and the bad being the most complicated, both for the chemistry of our body and for the essence of our spirit.
It's fascinating, and the video describes it perfectly. It's extremely complicated for those of us who let it run wild, without any kind of control. It's like driving a Ferrari without power steering. But it becomes surprisingly simple when we decide to create awareness and organize it, like the genie in the bottle. How many times have we let our minds take us aimlessly from one place to another? This is when the desire to be more aware comes in.
This analogy of the genie in the lamp is very powerful, and it compels us to seek answers from different perspectives and sources. For example, in Buddhism, we speak of the monkey mind, which jumps from one branch to another, from one thought to another. That's why the practice of meditation and mindfulness is nothing more than training for that genie. It's not about suppressing thoughts, but rather observing them, not getting carried away by them, and choosing where we want to focus our attention. It's about putting the genie at our service, creating a reality that benefits us, not harms us. After all, it's our reality, and we must be aware of everything. With awareness, everything will be better.
And this is where a phrase from the video comes in that resonates deeply with me. Perhaps it's a sin, perhaps it's a blessing, but the mind is the only one free of choice. It's a very strong statement, because if you think about it, we are so far the only living beings with the right to choice, and it has intrinsically to do with the functioning of our mind and spirit. Our vital spark is tied to our body on this plane. And the body, in turn, is tied to the laws of this physical world, to gravity, to time, and everything that has to do with this plane. That's why our human trichotomy is so complex and so divine, since there exists a biological universe in our body, a spark of the energy that moves the universe, and the power of our mind is a small sample of the universal reach.
It's a deep truth that we find in different philosophies, sciences, and even beliefs, I dare say it. In Hinduism, for example, they talk about Maya illusion. The body is in the world of illusion, subject to its rules, but the mind has the ability to transcend that illusion, to see beyond. Kabbalah also tells us that the spirit descends into this physical world and joins a body, but the mind is clearly the bridge, the vehicle through which the soul can interact and, above all, discern. Let's take other kinds of life as an example. Your pet, your garden, everything we know to be alive. They have this bridge or vehicle to each degree, but they use it according to their condition and established lifespan.
That's the key point, discernment. Because if our mind has the power of free choice, it's our responsibility to guide it and to be aware that we are unique but not unique because we share not only this planet but an entire universe. Therefore, the video tells us that we must create more and more awareness day by day, establishing principles, or what in Zoroastrianism, a very old religion now almost extinct in its time, would be called good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. The prophet Zarathustra emphasized the importance of conscious choice between truth and lies, light and darkness, and that choice resides solely in our minds.
It's a constant exercise, Valentina. Neuroplasticity tells us that our brain is malleable. Every time we choose a positive thought over a negative one, every time we focus on gratitude instead of resentment, we are literally rewiring our brain. We are training that genie in the lamp to work in our favor, and everything happens the other way around when our thoughts don't carry that positive charge, manifesting in our body chemistry, even lowering our metabolic defenses.
And that's where that inner voice, that intuition that the video mentions comes in. And there will be more? That's good. That's the innate wisdom our mind can activate when we give it space. It's the internal guidance that allows us to discern what uplifts us from what limits us, even if it goes against what society or external expectations tell us.
Exactly. It's the path to self-regulation and personal mastery. In both Buddhism and Hinduism, mind control, manas in Sanskrit, is an essential part of the path to liberation and enlightenment. It's not about not thinking, but rather about thinking with intention, about directing mental energy toward constructive action. It directly benefits both your body and your spirit, simply because we are aware of and exercise our brain like a muscle that houses our mind.
So the invitation today is to recognize the immense power of our universal mind. Stop seeing it as an uncontrolled force and start seeing it for what it is, the creator of our reality. Knowing that its expansion is a minuscule replica of the universe and that it's not just what turns experiences into good or bad, no one and nothing exists yet who can measure such expansion. Then we have the key to transforming our lives and much more.
It's a daily task, consisting of small conscious steps. If, in the original training, we still don't know how long it took to form the universe that is, we must do it faster and in less time, to expand our minds more and more. That's why we must be well aware of what you consume mentally. What news do you read? What conversations do you have? What do you focus on? All of this feeds your mind and therefore the genius that is creating your reality.
So, starting today, we invite you to become more aware of that inner voice, that interpretation. Is your mind creating limits or possibilities for you? Is it constructing a reality of judgment or acceptance? The choice is yours. Don't forget that the brain is also a muscle. You can exercise it to create a stronger reality every day.
And remember, creating and organizing awareness is the way for that mind, that genius, to work in your favor, so that every experience, even the difficult ones, can be transformed into an opportunity for growth and expansion.
Thank you for joining us for Human Trichotomy. We hope this episode gives you new tools to explore the power of your own mind.
Don't forget to leave us a comment. It helps us a lot, knowing how you feel about us. It's great. We'll hear from you in the next episode. See you soon.